starting the stream once more. Down one of these. Make sure a couple people know. Getting that set up.
I found a little carabiner.
Oh,
We were
thank
asking
you.
for it a while ago.
Hope everyone's doing well today. Yeah, I'll just get started. I'm not tied up yet because my co-host isn't here. But we'll just get it going. I'll post a link to a couple other things. Get started. Yeah, we'll just get into it. And I might get tied up in the meantime. And if you're watching, let me know if you can hear the audio.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion. By autopsy, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Do you need another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, do you have? I have gardening gloves. Maybe they're enough.
They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
We just fill this in, right?
That's right.
Open your ledger at the field
The
autopsy
dead
form.
man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with:
Begin. 1 assistant.
That's you.
Only the first question, and already I don't know the answer.
Just leave it empty, officer.
the corpse lies there, indifferent to your retrograde amnesia. The next box says:
2 coroner's case number.
KK57 0803 .0815. Next,
3 name.
NA. Next,
4 date of birth.
NA.
5 age.
Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write 42.
He nods.
6 race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Write it
The
down.
pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
7 sex.
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Right male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
8 date of death.
We're still going with March 4. 51.
Write down 4/3/51.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
11. Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
Agreed, no treatment.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Road, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair.
I forgot to set the timer.
Against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended,
Okay, bye.
he approaches to make sure she is dead more than anything
Is
else.
she in already?
Yeah.
Is anyone watching?
I don't know. I think one person is watching. 2 people are watching. Thank you for watching.
What are these 2 camera angles?
Oh, yo, what up? It's Hello Bozo, huh?
Where are the 2 cameras?
There's one right there, and then there's one right
You have
there.
2 webcams. That's really funny. Alright, bye.
See ya. How's it going? Hello, Bozo. Hope you're doing well. I feel like you usually stream around this time. I'm good. I stayed up for 7 hours until 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, okay, do you want to tie me up real quick?
Okay. How's Eva gonna get in? Am I leaving the keys?
I'll just cut myself out. I have scissors.
Okay. Where's the tape?
It's right here. Oh yeah, you haven't streamed for a while. Yeah,
Do
real
I
quick.
put it to on your shirt?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, take this off. So I'm supposed to be strapped up. I'm about 7 hours in.
Should I just reuse this tape?
If you want to. Yeah, so I was wondering if I missed it. Yeah. So yeah, yesterday I was tied up. My assistant is running late
Excuse me.
today. But even better, we have my girlfriend Kate swinging to tie me up. Yeah, so we'll do this real quick. I think a lot of people didn't realize I was tied up before, but I think if you know the concept. So yeah, let's. I was also wearing a black shirt before.
This up, but you don't want that tape too.
I was wearing a black shirt before, so I think it was a little bit hard to tell.
Like this?
Like, yeah.
Do you need
sure.
water or anything?
I have my Monster Energy vitamin water. Let's see what this looks like. People tell I'm being tight. Oh, okay, yeah.
This is my Gap. It's really expensive.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe I'll bring my string out for later.
Get it a little bit lower.
Can I get the string
Around
for the
my
lower
arms.
part?
Is that gonna?
Okay. You owe me gas.
Okay. Oh, you go.
See if those people give you more money for the expendables. How's
Okay.
that?
Oh, ooh, yeah. That's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Alright, bye.
See ya. Oh, yeah, I'm embarrassed, yes. Oh, new and yeah. Goodbye. Yeah.
You're so weird.
So here's,
Were you wearing these?
I was wearing them before, yeah. Oh, the fool, the green man. Oh, I think I know who the fool, the green man is. Oh, do you mind turning it down? Thanks. You don't need to turn it on. Can people hear the fan? Maybe a little bit. Thank you. Putting this on while doing the dishes. Yeah, this is a good thing to do while doing the dishes. I can't reach my monster water, hydro energy water. Are you doing your Be Real now or something? This will be recorded and saved on your channel for later playback. Yeah, I'm recording it right now. I will be stuck here. Alright, yeah, so yeah, I forgot to start recording before, but I think this tie-up time will suffice. But we're at about like 7 hours through. I can't really tell how far I am, but we'll see. Hello Bozo. Have you played this game before? Also, it was interesting. I know neither of you watched yesterday, but or I don't think you did. But I could play most of this just with my mouse, which was pretty cool. It was like a good game to play while being tied up. The one thing is like I had to press tab sometimes. I wish there was some way to get around that. Like just only mouse. All right, we'll go back. Alright, cool. And maybe I'll make this one. Maybe I'll make it smaller. Make it right here. Okay, how does that look? Maybe bind tab onto an alternate button on your mouse. Oh, I only have the two left and right click. Oh yeah, if it had the side buttons, yeah. Alright. We'll get it going again. Alright.
And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the postmortem.
Turn the
Cole
page.
cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on a red copy of paper tries to answer why.
One external examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
When am I going to get them?
Patience.
Right.
After the autopsy,
So yeah,
before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
I'll write down the boots.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Write it down.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a triggered mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse's hair before
His
moving on.
hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim.
Stroke his hair.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to your hand, like thread off a rag doll's head. There's brilliant time in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
Write down adding the Valentine.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stone thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Wait, Scoose? Oh, the is that what that is? The British sounding character? Is that specific accent? Scoose like house from Liverpool? Like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna write down, but I'm just gonna high velocity.
Get your mark.
Yeah, these like it's funny because it's hard to tell where this takes place, but I like these little British kids. It seems like this character Kim is like French or something.
Still wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
I'm gonna pull out the rubber grip
Always good
cutters.
to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm Kuno's pig. I agree.
You are? This pig is Kuno's.
Yes, I'm Kuno's pig. I agree.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the yeast. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there, steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Bozo, you been up to anything interesting recently? Okay, time to cut the belt off.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on the ground.
I wish I could actually roll some dice while playing this game.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact. Normal control. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis
Oh
is
man, it's happening again. I'm like getting, I gotta get up. Well, right now I'm strapped to this chair. I've been teaching at NYU in Bloomfield, and haven't had much time to make my own stuff for a minute, but hopefully when school gets kind of back on track, I'll have time for some projects. I mean, of course, this is one thing, but this is something I said I was gonna do like I guess a year ago, and now I'm finally doing it. So I'm like checking something off of my little journal over here, you know. But yeah, working on games, working on a bunch of stuff, working at an indie studio. Ugh. Oh, I also got a passport, so hopefully someday I'll be able to go over yonder.
Now, let's get out and see.
I fucking knew it!
I'm gonna touch this dead man's penis. Yeah, I'll come to the UK.
Ever since the autopsy began, the lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Inspect genitals.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Write it down.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Yeah, this is a hashtag disturbing genital inspection game. Yeah, I would like to see something that goes more into that stuff.
I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Mm-hmm.
We have a real museum here. Battles, wars.
Write it down.
Last item. Hands.
Pick up the hand.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
My name is...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbeau. What can I do you for, Il Corbeau de Cappadocia?
It's good to hold your hand. Did you like it when I stroked your hair?
I did, Corbeau. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy, before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal examination summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add the moral of this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
I want to play an expansion to this game where I play as Kuno and his little friend.
Respiratory system.
Ugh.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Look deeper inside.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
I was gonna start to just read the whole game like this, but I don't know if that would be a sustained good joke. Yeah, ancient times, mystery down there, Kobo.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. NA.
Why don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it.
That's it.
I feel much more at ease doing this now that my co-pilot isn't here. Because I was worried I would annoy Eva by doing that voice for 7 hours straight.
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do. Oh, it's a video game.
Like a toxicology screening. At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should have a request.
Add toxology requested.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around. To the ground, the pool of feces there.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Write down, keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of description of injury summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Write it down.
And your opinion, officer?
Opinion, fatal injury.
Fatal injury by seagulls?
No. Great skua.
Those are mean, yes. But not that mean.
Okay, not a fatal injury then.
Yes, it's...
Expecting you to finish the sentence. Non-fatal postmortem.
That's right. What's next?
And constituents.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal postmortem.
Right. Next,
Ligature mark.
a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Write it down.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Non-fatal postmortem.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck.
Why do you say that? Is it the Siegel murder again, or are you serious?
I'm serious. I don't think this was the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
A big man like this, I would tie his hands when marching him to the gallows.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. Strange. But you are right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
First, how did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say?
What
Eva,
now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg
Rip out a copy of the autopsy pages.
for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something? You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Legendary 14. Search the body one more time thoroughly.
Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Crawl up his nostrils. Squeeze his nose.
You pick it between your fingers. The mess feels large, very porous somehow. Keep crawling, lest you break it.
Crawl up his nostrils.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Touch something else.
You're not far. It'll come to you. Keep crawling. They
Oh,
are swollen.
push your
Only the
fingers.
little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
The thing you're looking for, it's not here either. Crawl out, spider.
Put your fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Play with it. This feels right.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Open your eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Say abrasion collar. Touch it with your finger, gently proceed.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Put your finger in.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Brainstem?
Yes, that's what this part is called.
Feel around
The
first.
basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Push deeper.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Quivering with awe.
Push deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin.
Fish it out. Oh no! I failed.
You push your hand further in. Whatever is in there keeps rolling between your fingers as you beckon it to come out.
A little help, Lieutenant.
Out comes his small folding knife. The lieutenant moves its blade across the man's skull, searching for the exit wound.
There. Nod towards the protrusion.
Withdraw your hand 4 centimeters, please.
Ah, yeah.
Pull your finger back and nod.
With a crack, he punches the knife.
This game's
into the
gross
skull.
as hell.
Then one more time, and one more, until the bone comes loose, like eggshell. Inside, you feel the jelly move from his poking.
Can you push it out?
A
Push.
small flower of metal blossoms from the man's head, followed by your finger.
Beautiful!
A bullet. Unknown caliber. Rifled. You may remove your hand from the victim's head now, officer.
Continue.
Here's your prize. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Agreed.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone. It's all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Agreed.
I have had my doubts for a while now, since I saw there were no signs of struggle on his hands, and no claw marks on his neck. There have been other signs too, small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
Okay. Maybe the bullet holds more
Yes.
answers.
We should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
Yo, Eva, what up?
Much about the
Tied to the fucking chair. Let's see. Reveal. Yeah, I'm just inspecting the body for the past 40 minutes. Let's see. Why would anyone want to
To
do
hide
this?
something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
Who would do
It's
it?
for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
I need to wash myself.
You really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling Rise should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
What
We
happens
put him in a
next?
bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport. I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, detective.
Let's drag him over. Tell me something good now.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
We have ancient mysteries.
Oh yes, Gobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
But where, brother?
Just a small gulp away. My beloved Gobo. A small gulp away.
Which is it that killed you, love or communism?
Huh?
You were once observed, but now you're observing. You said love killed you, but when you fell down, you said it was
You're
communism.
misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
You really need to learn the difference, buddy. This is embarrassing.
Alright, enough.
Come back later, Gobo.
Drag him to
Amuse
the
yourself
kinema.
with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also see me in your dreams.
All right.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing. Oh well, in another lifetime.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
I should have stolen the boots, but I don't know if my character would have stolen the boots. I think if I was playing a slightly different character, just like full deranged mode. I don't think my character's full deranged. Bag the corpse and drag it. No animation for that. Come on! I want to see his penis. I want to see him dragged over to the car.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need you to connect me to a civilian, a Sylvie. She may have reported a murder.
Of course. What is her number, officer?
Didn't Greg give you the Sylvie's number?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Start slapping marching rhythms on your thighs.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello?
Sylvie, I believe we met before. This is me, a detective from Whirling in Rags.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again.
Was it you that called the police?
No, not me.
Do you know who made that call?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Yeah, go on.
Have you seen my gun?
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
I showed you my gun? When did it happen?
I'm trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating,
And what did I do?
you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Oh, those again. I have been trying to wean you off them. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out, off of that, people don't like that. I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall," painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains. Very nice visuals there. Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
Okay, I don't know what to say. But what happened to my gun?
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask.
Do you know how my paperwork ended up in the trash container behind the whirling?
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it. I am sorry about that. Anything else?
Oh, interesting. So she has access to the trash. Oh, why are you quitting your job at the whirling?
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Did you leave because of Gart?
What? No, why would you even think that?
So you agree that quitting your job just because someone asked you out is an overreaction?
Please, don't bring Gart into this. It's none of your business.
God, why can't you just mind your own business? She...
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again.
Have you seen my
Yes,
badge?
I know who you are.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there again.
How'd you learn I'm a police officer?
You told me back in the whirling. You told everybody, and so does your badge. I don't need to hear about it anymore.
My badge is missing. Have you seen it anywhere?
Oh, no, I haven't, sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Kim doesn't have any uniform and he seems real to me.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
I found my patrol cloak earlier, but have you seen my policeman uniform?
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things.
I think I got everything I need, thanks.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Wait, why does she seem angry with you?
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags.
Oh, yeah, I'm a cop. Hello, Pariah Interactive, whoever that might be. I'm also tied up to this chair, if you can't see. I know it's Prosh. I'm not trying to dox anybody here, okay? Wait, before... Oh, also, Prosh, have you played this game? Wait, before you go, you're mad at me, right? Tell me, what did I do? I can't remember anything.
I'm not mad. It's just you were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the Stewart thing happened. Just made me want to quit.
So you're telling me that I was the one who made you want to quit?
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I'd ever seen, and I had seen so many assholes in this place. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you...
Go on, I want to know what I did.
Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now.
On which song?
We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody.
Sorry about the song.
The hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then you spin something about how you're actually a real cool guy, and no one understands it. One of the coolest guys there is. The coolest guy in Jamrock. Something about disco, too.
I'm sorry. Sounds intense.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen.
I hope, yeah, we haven't heard any disco music yet.
I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself.
Okay, I get it. I wasn't a very good tenant.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
I'm sorry for everything, Sylvia.
God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened.
What skua thing?
Stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against
Oh,
the wall,
no.
screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
Bitch forgot what was coming to her. Sounds like me, alright.
Didn't seem like you had fun doing it, though.
But when I spoke to Gart, it seemed like he thought you left because of him.
Wait, really? No, this is absolutely not true. I like Garth. I really do.
Didn't he cross the line when he asked you out?
No, I was actually flattered. I've always liked him. It was just bad timing. With the corpse and all that.
There's a pause. You can almost see her on the other side. The telephone cord coiled around her index.
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. I should have told him, maybe.
I can tell him.
Okay, but please don't mess it up. Please don't take...
Classic RPG quest. What else did I sing beside Ooh Ooh? I'm looking for a song.
All sorts of things. From disco, rock too. must disco and rock.
I was singing the smallest church in St. Scenes.
Yes, that's the one you like to sing along to the most. The later it got, the more that one came on.
Interesting. You still have to find a copy though, before you can blast it.
Right, thank you for talking with me. Take care.
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless, the call
Disco
breaks
and
with
rock.
the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Could you run a serial number from a pair of armored boots for me?
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
E50100100. The make and model of the armor is Fairweather T500VE.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
Is it fair to call this a visual novel? I mean, in a lot of ways, it kind of is. I mean, I would say it called an adventure game because there's a lot of walking around.
Is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
It has a lot. I mean, when I think of visual novel, I think of like Japanese kind of stuff. This has like more interactive fiction elements. Yeah, there's like a role-playing element. I would say it's like more interactive than like most narrative games that I've played. This feels probably the most similar to like actually playing. It's like somewhere between like a Twine game and like playing some like indie RPG, like a D&D like game. We haven't gotten into too much of like the stats stuff, but I should probably level up anyways. I don't know if I want to get rid of any of these skills. I'll unlock another one of these. But I don't think I want to. I'm trying to think of what I would like to get. Bankruptcy sequence. I do want to have more money. Hobo Cop seems pretty good. I think I want to just play. I want to be in the hotel. Pace is low. I'll do this one. Alright. And then let's see, do I wanna level up any of this other stuff? I like having I wanna upgrade my interfacing. I think that's about it. Oh my god, now I have like so much freaking crap I have to do. Ignore Allison, press the button labeled saved.
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Fellatio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio. He's not looking at you as he says,
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted the prime line, right?
He's still avoiding your gaze, and his ears glow red.
Speed Freaks FM, huh?
Oh, is that what it was called?
Oh, DJ Mesh and Fellatio isn't wearing mesh. Very true. Maybe he's Fellatio. Or what did it say? Did it say both? Oh, that was DJ Mesh. Good eye.
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Pick up the radio again.
Souped up motor carriage for one bad mama's boy. For the heavier foot and the freakier.
God damn it! Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed freak or...
What about heavy of foot?
You would be too if you had this motor carriage. But seriously, let's quit joking around, alright? We have a case to investigate.
This is Precinct 57.
I'm
Can
done
I
now.
connect you to someone? 57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Yes, my hustle room
We
calls.
can pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
Oh wow, there's a lot of people here. Wonder if she has something new to say.
Hello again, sweetie.
I don't know if you noticed, but I don't want to know.
Can I help you?
I talked to Sylvie. She left because of me, not you.
Wait, what? But what about the bird?
The bird.
Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left.
She didn't break it. I did. I threw it against the wall.
You broke the skewer.
I assure you it was him.
It's as if he can't decide whether to be angry or relieved that it was you. Again.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer?
Maybe I have a vendetta against it.
I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was trying to send me a message. A symbol of hope and all.
A tender type of hope. Something stirs in you. Perhaps this is why you broke it.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me?
She said she was flattered. It was just bad timing.
Really? I should give her a call then. Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you wanted, or...?
We were sort of hoping there would be a gun, an expensive jewel, or at least a sword in it for you, if you deliver the message. Oh well.
Alright, I saw another thing at the world.
Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that... Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
You see a heavy steel door. You immediately feel
Something about like searching for all the stuff in here that reminds me of like Resident Evil. People would love to just... Everyone's poor, but they're just leaving change everywhere.
this is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
We should talk about our progress on the investigation.
Oh yeah,
Let's
this...
go out to the balcony.
The audio design is really good. The music. The in here sounds like a Wii work though.
The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Now then, we should talk about the investigation.
Oh.
But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
So I didn't know you smoked,
I
Ken.
have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
So let me upgrade stuff. Just What do I want to upgrade? I kind of wish I didn't upgrade endurance because I have that other thing. I want to beef up my rhetoric, I think. Yeah.
And then there's the fact that he looks way cool doing it.
Do you have any more cigarettes?
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes.
How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easy to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below it all.
Right then. The debrief.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
What are the powers about the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Why not more than
The
1,000?
primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Ravachol.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
And what if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in the watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
So if I kill someone while on duty?
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone. Wish it for the best.
And who makes all these rules?
Yes, the International Community's mission in Ravachol, and the Moral Intern in Ogilvy. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the coalition government.
It's probably more honest, yes. Either way, the Moral Intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Or if they think you do.
The Moral Intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
How would you
They
describe
are a
them?
union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do you think of
The
them?
Moral Intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the Moral Intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
What's their symbol? Or I have an opinion on them all.
Do you?
Hmm. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place things are bad?
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Actually, vigilantes is okay
Then
with
we
me.
will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
Hmm. Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go. Yes?
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours.
I'll wash off first.
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now. Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you.
Run yourself a
The
bath.
bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons. The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting, like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies. You feel nice and lonely, and so tired.
Take the beer cans out.
Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub, but it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub.
Imagine something.
You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature.
Linger in the bathtub a little.
Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools.
Get out.
The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
I'm gonna undress before I go to sleep. He still has his socks on.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Crawl in.
The
And now
sheets
I'm
feel
nude.
at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep.
Right.
And then
8 hours.
sleep doesn't come.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat. And grease.
Check the
It barely
blanket.
covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here. Intimate and warm. Breathing. A bit tense in the muscles. Relax.
Lower her to the other
It's a
side.
little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Go kill
Something
him.
to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more
Your
thoughts.
breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Oh, Dream World. Oh, it's me.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
It's born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
I left.
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I don't want to come back.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What's Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I can come back for this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
My mind is started. I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Crumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet. Grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type.
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. The silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
I'm awake. Time to put on my shirt. Yeah, yikes, the singing. Yeah, very silly. Gotta get my hat on. Put the shoes on. I like this hat more.
An
This
intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hangman.
Necktie
From the
with
right
no
shoulder
shirt is a total
to the solar
mood.
plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It almost looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory, but not quite.
So this is the meaning of the tattoo.
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Put the photo away. Fractured
The
bullet.
bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kill has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
Feel the bullet through the
The
bag.
squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
Yo, Video Soup. How's it going?
You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
Let's see. Oh, also just for reference for people, I am 8 hours in. This game is, I guess, like anywhere from 22 to 30 hours. Let's see how far we get. I just, what did I do? Inspected the body, had a nightmare. I'll put the bullet away. Let's see this racist cup.
Mug. What's there to read here?
There's quite a lot to read here, actually.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore?
Understood. You're that kind of detective.
Oh, my webcam.
Why don't you get back to your case?
I can make it not look like this, but you know. What are you doing in this one? Oh, wait, what are you doing this in one sitting? Oh, so I played for 7 hours last night. I'm going to play for, well, I was going to do it in one setting, but I figured maybe I'll do that for a different game. I did play it for 7 hours straight. I am strapped to this chair, though. I don't know if you can see. I'll just go back to that. I am strapped in here. I have a wheelie chair, so I can move around, but completely stuck, you know. So I'm forced to play this game. I did have someone watching over me for a while, but they have left, and I'm stuck on here. So can't get any snacks right now. I do have I will say, I do have a pair of scissors, so if I really need to get out, I would, but it is adding an uncomfortability to this game, making it feel a little bit more intense. How do you go to the bathroom? Well, last night, so I played 7 hours in a row, and I would say I had to pee for like. I peed right before, and then I didn't have any liquids, and then I was just like, I'm not gonna pee. And there was like 2 hours at the end there where I was like, oh my god, this is stupid. But I have this. I ate before I tied myself up. I just drank this, which was maybe a mistake to drink this. I have another one if I want it. I don't have any other food near me, but also a friend is having a birthday party today, so I'm just gonna play for a couple hours, and then leave, and then I'll come back. And when I come back, I'll probably do another late night stream. Hopefully I can get someone to tie me up or something for that one, because Kate's out of town for the night. So I'm going to come back and then do another 7-8 hours strapped up and see what happens. But this will be a short one, a shorter one. But yeah, I am stuck here at the moment.
Good going, buddy.
Take care of yourself. I'll try to, yeah. Let's see. The most beautiful dream. Is that how it's going to be when I close my eyes?
Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going on with
You
me?
mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
I really feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
What is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the world.
I need more of it.
Of course. Martinez is speed central. You just gotta poke around, follow your nose. You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time, it will be different.
God, I have so many freaking quests. Oh my god. Whoa, is it? It's a lot nicer in here today.
Morning. I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep.
I don't know if I was ready to let him
Well,
go.
he's in processing now. We have other matters to attend to.
Oh well, we'll get the armored boots in another lifetime.
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
Are these the men Gart told us about
I
yesterday?
completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep.
Oh,
It's
I
down
forgot
to
to switch
raw and
over.
nasty, just like the manager said.
Here we are.
One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
What do you mean, rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Why do we need to talk to
Everything
them?
points to the Dock Workers Union. The belt used for hanging him, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
Let's
One more
roll.
thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Can I help you? Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Goodbye. Talk to my girlfriend
Just
here.
a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Tell me how I might make it up to you.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Why do you need to
To
use the
let
phone?
the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
Is your husband some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist.
Oh
to
my
be more
God.
precise.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
What expedition
Just
is your
some
husband
field
on?
work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
Oh, yeah?
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
The water lock is broken. We're probably
Oh
stuck.
my. What happened to the water lock?
I don't really know.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Alright, I'll head out. Oh
Surely
yeah.
things can't be that bad.
Things aren't bad, they're catastrophic.
You know where we are, right?
We're daunting each other, we're
Now.
gross.
We are alive in a hostel called the Whirling in Rags. And the Whirling itself is in the city of Revachol. Yes.
Okay.
And Revachol?
I don't know anything about Revachol.
Oh my. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally. Everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
Spring of 51.
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Oh my god, is this a quiz? Let's see. I'd like to think the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not.
Sweetie, it's really not. There used to be people who thought that way, other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
But they still have cops.
If there's never government, how come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't really any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
What is the revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new. Something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
What does that have to do with not being any cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
Who could tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a police officer.
Of course. Then, I don't know, someone rich maybe. Wealthy people are educated, though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
Well, I
But
found one.
Thank you, sweetie. You did make me forget about my worries for a while.
Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. I'm gonna ask her about her
dear.
relationship.
I'm not sure where to begin.
What does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's.
Oh my god.
And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
If I was on the street, what would I be looking for?
Well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did the two of you meet?
By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Sweetie, it's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes, Phasmatodia. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoology.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you.
So it's a stick bug.
Elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
Is it, you think it's around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So newspaper clipping is all the evidence you found.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
Your legs seem excited about the cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes. It can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
That's not special at all. Of course it blends in. Most insects do. You don't even have to be a stick insect for that.
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie. Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
I'm gonna get her to tell me about some other cool. Well, let's see if I can level up anything. What would I need to get her to tell me about this? Suggestion? So I leveled up my suggestion. 58%. Let's roll.
You're an enthusiast, but you're still an idiot.
I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids, bring it on.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
I have to level up my suggestion once more.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
What are capo types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop?
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
You know, I'm actually I'm not sorry. I just changed my mind.
No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance.
Won't the other crypto types, capo types, be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay.
I'm really not sorry. Fuck off.
Sorry to anything. Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then.
Let me handle this. Detective Disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
I knew you were not a gardener.
That's right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
What are you going to do to me?
What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
I should talk to Titus then.
This is where you say your bit.
He and his men carry themselves like giants. You'll need to prove your mettle to be taken seriously.
Detective.
Is this game fun? There are fun elements to it. There are definitely parts where I'm getting a little bit like, I mean, it's not the it's good, right? Would I want to play it if I wasn't being paid to? I don't know. I feel like with a lot of games, you know, you start playing them and you get so far, and then you kind of move on to the next thing. So if I didn't have this like external pressure for me to play the game, would I play through all of it? Yeah, it's unclear because it's not my usual thing. Some of the dialogue, I mean, I feel like my issue with narrative games a lot of the time is I feel like I have to see everything. And that's partially a me problem, but I feel like there are also narrative games that don't have that sort of issue where I feel like, you know, I have to like explore all these options or things like that. So I'm trying to play this game in a way that's like maybe not how I would normally play a narrative game. I like all the sort of skill check like RPG stuff. Some of the dialogue is like a little too much, a little too repetitive, but maybe that would be different if I was playing the game in a different way. But yeah, I don't know. I would generally say it's probably one of the better narrative game, maybe probably one of the best narrative games I've ever played. But I'm in a situation where, yeah, it's hard for me to tell. Yeah, would I have even played this far if I wasn't strapped to a chair? Would I be having more fun if I was playing it casually, or would I even finish it if I was playing it more casually? I think those are all like question mark situations. But I think in some way I am happy that I'm being forced to play this, even if it is uncomfortable and I'm stuck in this chair. Yeah. All right, let's see. First, we need to talk about the man hanged up.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
But I also don't think that this game is supposed to be like fun in a way. There are like fun elements and, you know, things like that. It's not like a playful game. There's some playful elements. I would say compared to like almost every other narrative game I've played, I'm kind of like, wow, this is like the model for, you know, for narrative games. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard, what is it called? Planescape Torment. This makes me want to like go through and play that. It seems like this is maybe a little bit lighter than Planescape Torment. And I like the setting of it, but I'm just like, wow, yeah, like, why isn't every... Of course, there's like a level of complexity with this, but there's an element where I'm like, why isn't every narrative game like this?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Scan the room.
No. I see it. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing, taking inventory of them.
Yeah, you fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down.
Yeah,
no
Dennis.
one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
No one's fucking you, Dennis.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the company.
Which one was Shanky? I like Fat Angus. Fat Angus is my favorite.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture. Good. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard, on the crime scene. See if they fit this bunch.
The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Oh, he's probably gay, huh?
But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes,
because
why?
we took it from the harbor where we worked. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
But there's a catch.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out alive.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
But what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. He started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming, "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted? Raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Yeah, I like Shanky.
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Right, but who did he rape then?
No, you're not getting a name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
How did you
We
go?
hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school?
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
The lieutenant goes in for the leg sweep. Titus does not see it coming.
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Alright, let's challenge him.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
First, tell me who's solid, or who's cracking under the pressure. Hey, you having trouble breathing over there?
No.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Mr. Tats, what did you use to knock him out?
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Maybe I don't like Shank.
Samurai boxing, or Samba, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style
Sambo.
implies stealth.
I gotta learn Sambo.
And cool. He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details.
Where did all this action
Right
take
fucking
place?
here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder.
Like
Right.
what, Copper?
How did this bullet in his head factor into this?
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Interesting, sire. It's as if he's lying to protect someone. He's not very good at it.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem.
Why
It will
don't-
not turn into a cross-examination.
Who called the shots at
Are you
night?
deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Address Titus. No, but seriously, who calls the shots here?
Who do you fucking think does?
Points to Elizabeth. I thought she did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
Why don't I just arrest you? Step closer to Titus.
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Easy now. Let's just talk.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one. And
When-
get the fuck out of our booth.
When did this
You don't
hanging?
have to keep answering his questions.
Oh.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long did you know the
Known him?
victim?
We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Glenn has the coolest outfit, I'd say.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No, I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer,
Uh-oh.
your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions. Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials.
Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Take off. Time to go outside. Alright. What time are we at now? 9 hours. So.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
I don't know if I need to do any of this right now. Oh damn, who's up?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Alright, use visual calculus.
8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the Hardy Boys in the mess hall of Whirling in Rags.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth, this is the big dick, Titus Hardy. The one with the bald cap on his head.
Continue counting.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
Oh, it's the big guy not
5.
there.
Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat, Shanky. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens, and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus, carrying something. 8. Another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here. That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
The Hardy girl.
Note to self. This would be a good question to ask Titus. Where's the 8th man?
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing. I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
Abrasion one soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
So one of the people we're looking for is a
No,
drummer.
it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Interesting.
He doesn't seem to hear you. Looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect.
Yes.
200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Probably yes. This would also fit with the victim being dead from a previous gunshot wound. They had to carry him, because he could no longer walk. Is there anything else that's noteworthy here?
How old do you
A
think the
week,
tracks
maybe?
are?
7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashot. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
You okay,
Fuck,
Kuno?
does Kuno care?
You got any speed?
Fucking right, pig. Kuno's filling bathtubs with that shit. Kuno's a kingpin.
Can I have some?
Fuck no, pig. Kuno ain't dealing to the popo. Not doing the pork pen for your sad speed habit. You don't know Kuno.
Belying the act, he's actually telling the truth. Or at least 0.00001% of it. He has a little speed. He's just not giving it to you. You need to befriend him first.
Kuno's Kuno, pig.
Is that some sort of gang name?
Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Magie, bangs for Mazda, bangs for Revachol.
He lays the names out there with pride and precision, like cards on a table. Right when he's getting distracted, there's a malevolent hiss behind the fence.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
out of here before.
Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in aim, Kuno! Somebody, please!
Who put you up to this?
No one. Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
Are you high right now?
Help! Misters, help!
He's having the time of his life. Total ecstasy. Fuck the pig.
He's flashing, Kuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late!
Someone put you up to this.
You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first place.
Listen to your friend.
Did Gart put you up to this?
Kuno owns the fat ass.
You put him up to...
Listen to your friend.
This is in the harbor. They're trying to do compromise, and I can hear them laughing now.
You're fucking loose!
Help, people! Look.
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating psychopathic ghost with an ace up his sleeve.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look. The Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
Yes, but I didn't act on it. It was just a fantasy.
I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut that shit down. You know what? You should have, because now you're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you. King Kuno!
This is the best
Kuno
character.
turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this shit with Kuno!
I want to play a whole game as Kuno.
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever!
Hold on a second.
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
Nice people.
You don't talk to me about my fucking peeper! You don't know where I come from! You're just Kuno's bottom bitch!
That's a nice interaction with those young people.
I've got nothing to say to you.
What's
Why are
your
you
role in
wasting
this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal aggressive. You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Where do the unions plans?
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Let's talk later.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
I found 8 sets of footprints. It's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy Boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl?
We knew it.
Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. In.
Oof.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, methinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Are you the Hardy girl?
I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even
A model?
I went to law school. I am an attorney.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Yeah, I'm a little unsure of what to do right now. I'll play for like about 20-30 more minutes, and then I'll head out. Let's see. Have to Titus and establish authority about the Hardy Boys. Get a reality lowdown. You have no idea where you are. Explain the world. Cryptozoologist. Find speed. Run the number on the victim's armor. Call Alice back in a day for info about the armor. Ask him to tell you about the case. I've done some of this stuff already. This. Track down your gun, smoke around the balcony. Oh yeah. It's like a open the front door for France and karaoke. Secret passages. Victims' tattoos. Put the luncheon. Put the clothes in the trash. Check your Let's see. I could get the pool. Ask Renee about the photo. Kissing competition. Ask him about this after the inspection of the body is done. Maybe I'll do that real quick.
Yes?
Tell me
What do
about
you
the
want
case
to know?
again. Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about the pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
Kind of stupidity.
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Oh, so it's a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
What's this sort of Martinez?
Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
I wonder what this is about me. There can be only one conclusion. It must be an earthquake, an apocalyptic omen.
No.
You know, actually, no. I'm not an archery. I don't know why I said
Was
that.
there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition?
Yes.
I'm an unrepentant spoil sport. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Why did 41st send me? Do I want to? No, I don't have enough points.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought
Just
of.
think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Tim, what if my precinct sent me because I'm a fuck up? Like, as a jerk.
I've considered it.
So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why is that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Did you see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Let's talk
Me,
about you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
You're right.
Binocular? Is that how they do things over at the 41st? No wonder your clearance rate is so low.
Nothing. Who's this guy?
The man ponders his cooking utensils. Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
There it is. I guess I'm not gonna pass it, so I might as well.
Nothing.
Ugh.
Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman. Motionless. The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in from this window.
Damn, what do I do? I think there's a lot that I still haven't explored. So we'll go from this.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Leave.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order.
Attempt to reconstruct.
Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Oh, crazy. Look at the roof of the shack.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack. Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
The broken bus.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
Sign.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently, within the past 72 hours.
Oh, wow.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22. It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
Quietly not cheap.
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long.
What now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis. Aces low. For the rest of the world, the aces low is just some cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades. And those cargo pants look like they could fit tools for hot fixing your burning aerostatic. You should ask him about this. The crumpled Samaran butter. The lieutenant.
Yes?
Good morning to you, officers.
A rusting control. This panel, you pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you,
Oh no.
a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Where'd you get it?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says, Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel
I
to
can't
reel
buy it.
format, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music.
Let's see what's in here.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Yes, buy something nice, a figurine. Big men on big horses, clad in lamette.
Franco-Nigerian knights.
A long, long time ago.
I already got something from here. Oh, I didn't see this person before.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
Excuse me, Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey, like lead. No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Right to work! Right to work! Sure.
What's it to you? Big mess caused by Union greed.
The man has turned his...
Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
Good then. Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
What's your browse
Her
books?
hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
Maybe your husband is missing?
My husband? No, he's not.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Yes?
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Look
A
inside.
thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word
Kuno
written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the Star of Pericanasis, or the Cairo. The central symbol of the Pericanassian Church, a star, a great moral height to be strived towards. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building you see this coin-operated viewer is facing south. This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
I want to not have to sneak into this people's home. Oh, this is a pretty good look. I don't like that one though.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire
You
my
turn to the
mural?
wall.
Can't you tell? I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
I have an opinion.
Yeah?
I love public art.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
She means the opposite. You've lessened her desire to deface the building. A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked. This could be a way into the apartment building the smoking man vanished into. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside. The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here. No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door with the smoker. You already were there. Didn't work.
Good. We had enough problems with bums and drunks and thieves loitering in the hallway. You have no business here.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
There is no reply. Just faint sweeping sounds inside.
Can I upgrade that authority? No, I can't. Oh, please, thank you, God.
Threatening legalese that implies criminal liability, but in fact has no meaning whatsoever.
Ma'am, your non-compliance is hindering a police matter. I may be forced to refer you for potential prosecution.
I know my rights, and don't you marm me, boy.
But the sweeping on the other side has stopped.
Miss, would it help if we offer to show you our badges?
Ah, it's like a carrot to the stick, sort of.
Hold your horses. I don't care about your stinking badge. Just come in.
Alright, I'll just do a couple things in here and then I'll stop. Then I'll come back later.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Looking for a young man.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
Not in trouble. Just want to talk.
Talk?
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
I have a few questions about the apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Yeah, who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others. The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Maria?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Why do you live here?
If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
Thanks, I'm off.
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism, in other words. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is the star upside down?
to symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
What's the deal with the antlers?
The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time above it.
What does it evoke in me?
Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall.
Oh. How do I get upstairs?
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we evolved.
I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Some clever cultural commentary.
We ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo.
Let's get out of here.
Hello again, officers.
Is that your room?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Cool, I have you're a miner.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
You don't have a real
Does
home.
anyone in a city like this? It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all. Shoot, Piggy.
Alright, let's, I don't understand where I'm supposed to be. Ooh, hell yes. Oh, I can't see. It's...
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something soft, yet crinkly.
Take them out.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in Sur-le-Clay into the apricot-flavored chewing gum loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar, and not only to your fingers.
Oh, let's get that chewing gum.
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet, or some ancient temple.
Ancient temple?
Yes, from the height of antiquity. A long, long time ago. A millennia ago. On an island of time.
Hello,
You can
great
never
beholder Mino. Beholder Mino. Yeah, so far, am I enjoying it? I think when someone else was here egging me on, I was enjoying it a little bit more. I definitely like it. I'm intrigued. I think, just like any adventure games, this is getting a little into that territory of like, there was a moment there where I was just like, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? But, yeah, I don't know. I think this is better than most adventure games I've played. Let's take a deep breath.
Bitter, citrus, sweet.
Have you played through
seems
it
to grow
all
stronger
before?
like a glow with every breath you take. Whatever petrochemical byproducts they used to create this artificial flavor have bonded tightly to the wrapper. Or is that just your memory filling the gaps? Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes. Made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Feels so familiar.
In the summer.
The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's
interesting.
store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and
Yeah.
you are rich.
That the first day was pretty good. This part that I've been in for the past couple hours has been a little bit slower. I guess I've been playing for about 3 hours at this point. So yeah, it's a little bit slower. I have a feeling it's gonna pick up.
There is a movement next to you. The shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But
oh
when
my
you
God.
turn toward it, there's nothing there.
Oh. Where'd it go?
Why are you talking to a gum wrapper?
Let's see. Do I want to forget any of these things? Do I want to forget feminism? White morning. It seems like I have a lot of cool perks to some of this stuff, so I'll just go up the stairs for now. It is cool to see like a new space though. Collect some money. People love just leaving change around everywhere in this game. Let's see these doors.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Tonight at 9 p.m., right here, apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
You usually have to play in like 4-hour intervals because after that I get really tired. I mean, yeah, I played 7 hours yesterday. Got pretty tired. I'm probably gonna head out in a little bit. This is been 3 hours just because my friend has a birthday, and I scheduled doing this at the same time, so I'm probably gonna finish this within the weekend. Probably gonna finish it tomorrow, but I'll see how far I can get tonight. I feel like I'm at a bit of a, not a standstill, what's the word? A little bit, I don't know if I'm not stuck, but to figure what the heck is going on. Maybe when I get some, maybe when I leave, come back, I'll have a fresh perspective. Do you liked it? So you played it a couple times through. Do you feel like it was different each time? I guess I'm curious about some of that stuff.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
You're pretty sure the owner of the apartment isn't here. It's safe-ish.
What is your opinion of the task you're undertaking?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the door?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it.
Oh, and the political quests, yeah. I saw the capitalist guy that's.
We could just leave and tell Everard we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Yeah, I saw that capitalist guy in the shipping container, and Eva, who I was playing it with, had never seen that before, which I thought was interesting.
Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
Favorite character so far? That's a good question. What's his name? The little rapscallion.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this.
What's his name? Kuno. I like Kuno the best, I think. But of course, I would like Kuno.
If you never open it, you're never going to find out what's behind the door.
Yeah, Kuno's the best one.
The leather upholstery
Do you have a favorite?
is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
I don't think I want to do that. I think I'd want to find some other way to get around doing that. Which one? Oh, you like Ken. Interesting. Why do you like Ken? I'm sure his character changes over time. I'll go down here. Damn, it seems like there's kind of... I'm definitely like a little bit lost. Getting into that adventure gamey kind of like... Oh, it's time to talk to everybody a second time, you know.
You're back.
But it's a little less
What
linear.
can I help you with?
Talk to Everett.
You have. And how did you like Mr. Clare?
He's a bloated random socialist. I can do business with him. He's not the champion I would have chosen. I wish to swear, yeah.
What? Oh, I am afraid you have misread the situation, Detective. This is not some feudal conflict. It is a negotiation.
Yeah, Kim is like a good straight man.
And if it were a conflict, the RCM would not pick sides. My colleague's unusual approach to police work does not represent the organization at this time.
I've seen him and believe me, it's a conflict. I picked my side and oh, and sorry if I'm also confused at who you are. I don't recognize the screen name. I feel like I do know who you are. Let's see. I've seen him, I believe. Man from... Oh. This a bit more man from Hitchinball than this.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share
cool.
anything he told you with me.
Thanks
I'm
for
not
tuning in.
corrupt verm myself. However,
Oh.
I felt like passing some information.
And just so you know, I am strapped to this chair. I'm tied to this, so I can't move. But I think I'm gonna cut myself out soon.
How
I'm being
could I
forced to
stop
play
you?
this game.
Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
It is a rolly chair, but I am strapped to it, and it's very difficult to move. I will say, however, last night I was in a very uncomfortable position, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I didn't work all day today. I worked all day yesterday. I was extremely uncomfortable. Let's see, the menu gave me...
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Sure, the
That's the man who
tattoos.
was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos.
Better not tie the fourth day to the back stay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
This reality.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
You know, person investigation into the world I find myself in.
Truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
My theory is that the inquiry into nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They're really one and the same.
Are they now?
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Okay, let's see. What times are
These
these?
are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
What's the big
The
time?
revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
You got shot in the
Those
head.
would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and RFs shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Oof. Sounds like they should have shot more people in the head then.
This does not represent the official RCM opinion.
Don't worry. Klaus Mazov shot 15 million people in the head. But that was all the way over in Grad.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
I don't care about kings. Tell me one more thing.
About head shooting?
The mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals, you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Or the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head.
Continue.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
If I was picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell, yes I am, and also not. There is
a devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, I mean. Turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
What did the Taraz do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution.
Well, it's really freaky.
The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it separate
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
You and I, officer. our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie, a pair of pants.
Our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you
Keep
think.
talking about the planet crust. What happened to the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-estellary communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
It's been like this for 43 years.
Time flies.
What have you been doing all
The
this
20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
After
The
that,
30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
What is? Think of something close to you.
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
The Revachol Citizens Militia.
Preciso Mundo.
Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Oh, am I like, what's his name? George Zimmerman?
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens
Yes, we
Militia.
are George Zimmerman.
He's being sarcastic.
We are.
We are.
He said de
Yes.
facto.
That means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
That's it. What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
So I'm basically a lackey for capital.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Ravasholians get to keep the peace in Ravashol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Back to this basic terms from reality then.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
That's it for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
I guess I do.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse. A workhorse. For hard work.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
I fucking ride till I die, bitch.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
Sure, and I got that giant novelty check from Everett.
Wasn't easy getting that giant novelty check from Everett. Took some ingenuity to get into the harbor, but you got in, and you took that bribe as hard as any cop's taken it. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
This is the guard guy riding my ass. System's broken. There's some market for code.
The guardsman has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think hustler. Think with your head.
I don't know why I am so quick.
Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers
no.
in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
I thought there were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gossamer state's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
This isn't helping me so find money, Pop.
What are you, a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate. Ride or die. Keep it street.
If not being an ultra-liberal makes me a racist, then I guess I should be an ultra-liberal.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
Nice. I'm an ultra-liberal. Woo! I did it. I'm an ultra-liberal, guys. Sick. Okay, cool. I'll just level up, and then I'm gonna go to my friend's birthday. And then I'll come back later. What should I level up, if anybody is there? I'm so happy to be an ultra-liberal in this video game. I think it's pretty dope. Let's see, what do I wanna upgrade? Rhetoric. Suggestion was pretty fun, but I think I'm bad at that kind of stuff. I like this composure stuff going on. Rhetoric is pretty fun. I do kind of want to just like dump all of my skills into like a couple things. I don't want to keep messing up verbal stuff. I'll just go to visual calculus is pretty good. And it's like fun. I think I'm gonna do interfacing. So that's been fun so far. Alright. Save game. Alright, I'm gonna come back later, but thanks for watching. Time to get out. I'll at least try to get out on. Oh. Whew. What a relief. Let's see how many hours I'm at. Just to log my hours. I'm at 10 hours. 10 hours and 30 minutes. I'll see everybody later. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm gonna try to play the rest of this game this weekend. Some quality of that is nightmarish. So I think the first leg of the game I was like really excited. Now I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be a struggle to get through this middle part. But we'll do it. We'll truck on. All right, see ya.